to start exactly. Yes, we are good to go. So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Akshay, and I'll be conducting this webinar for you today. This webinar is brought to you as a series of webinars that we plan to have on a bi-weekly basis by EdZola Technology, a company that I founded. And we are also a authorized Zoho partner, which makes us eligible for some expertise of Zoho that we have to conduct this webinar as well. Some house rules before we start. All participants will be on mute throughout the duration of the session. If you have any questions, please do post your questions in the Q&A tab. Someone from my team will answer the questions or we'll take it up at the end. All the participants will receive a recording of the session post the session is over via email. And we plan this webinar for 1 hour. And at the end, we'll have Q&A as well. So that is a small introduction about the webinar. And then now going forward, an introduction about myself. So my name is Akshay. I'm the founder and CEO of EdZola Technologies. A little background of where I come from. I'm a computer science engineer by education. I did my software development and engineering in Coimbatore, and I worked as a software developer with Zoho. And then I proceeded to work as a Teach for India fellow in Chennai. And I'm also a Jagrati Yatra alumni. So my contrasting experience from tech to the nonprofit world was what was my motivation towards starting EdZola as well. So that's one of my favorite quotes is intelligence and capability is not enough. There must be joy in doing something beautiful. So EdZola is my joy, and we really love what we do here at EdZola, where we are trying to enable technology for all nonprofit organizations. So the purpose of why we exist is there is a lot of access gaps in technology and nonprofits which currently exist. So it's due to multiple factors: lack of awareness, aversion to technology, lack of adequate skill sets, and there's no end person who can come and implement solutions for you. So EdZola intends to bridge that gap at multiple levels. We want to provide awareness, diagnostic reports, process mapping, technology consultation and roadmaps, and we also create custom solutions, and we also offer trainings and support. So this is how EdZola is bridging the gap between technology and nonprofits. So our theory of change is that we work directly with nonprofits who are doing amazingly great work at the grassroots level. So with better technology comes clear data management, comes better decision. You save a lot of time, and with that you achieve growth and scale, which leads to increase in beneficiaries or increase in the impact that your organization is creating. So that's our theory of change, where we work with organizations who create impact at grassroots levels and thereby magnifying the impact as well. So that's about a short introduction about ourselves. And in summary, we are just taking organizations from good to great. And we'll share some stories throughout the course of this webinar as well. So that's about what we do. Now, going to the webinar itself, the topic for today. So this is the agenda. What we had in mind for today is we'll cover what is Zoho and what is Zoho as a company do, and we'll give a broad overview of Zoho products, and then we'll cover some context on how Zoho products could be used by your organization to implement the solution in your organization. We'll share some use cases and case studies as well, and some learnings, and we'll also let you know how we can be of any help. And then we'll end with a Q&A session. So before we start, we'll have a short poll. So what is your current experience or knowledge with Zoho so far? So this will help me tune the session accordingly, because we cater to a wider set of audience, the presentation. So I can pace up on certain aspects and pace down. Okay. Okay. Oh, awesome. We'll have the poll running for 30 more seconds. participants who've not voted so far can please vote so that okay. Okay. Majority of you have heard about Zoho, but have not used it or not had an hands-on experience of the same. Interesting. Okay. So I'm just going to share this result with all of you so you're able to see as well. So 45% of you have said that you heard about Zoho, and 36% have said you have no idea about Zoho. So we will stick to the basics, and we will, walk you through what is Zoho and explain from the scratch. And also we'll try to cover some of the advanced applications of Zoho, which your organization could leverage as well. Thank you so much, folks, for the participating in the poll. Now I'm just going forward. So what is Zoho? So Zoho is a software company based out of India. They have an entire suite of software products, just like how we have applications in our phone. They have entire suite of applications primarily to run an organization. So if you have an organization of your own, Zoho will probably have a software which you can use and automate your systems. And it does not sell ads for a living. No, I'm not talking about Google here. So in this case, Zoho is a privacy and data centric organization, so you will not see ads in any of their application, which is my personal favorite. And your data is in your control, so they never sell or they never use the data for any other purpose as well. And Zoho is a multinational software company with more than 60 million users globally. And one highlight is that Zoho is made in India and made for India. So what is Zoho really, right? What is Zoho? So in short, Zoho is basically just your operating system for your business. In our case, organization. So Zoho has entire suite of applications which can help you run the organization. So this is what Zoho is, and they offer a wide range of products. So what does operating system for business really mean, right? So any business or any organizations will cater to a large set of audience. So I've divided these modules into four major categories. One is you acquire and serve your beneficiaries, you contact your donors, you serve the needs for children from underprivileged background, or you work with people with disability. So those are your, in this case, your customers, so customer relationship management, or your marketing initiatives, etc. And then your employees, your team is the heart and soul of what you do. So empowering your employees, so whatever needs to whatever applications you need to empower your employees, for example, streamlining your HR processes, streamlining your payroll, streamlining your internal reimbursement processes, etc. And also goes without saying, the personal productivity tools like email, Google Docs, sorry, Zoho Docs, Zoho Sheets, Zoho presentations, meetings, etc. And then also you have multiple specific use case applications like maintaining your assets, maintaining your inventory, maintaining your finance. And then they also give you the scope for customization, where you can extend the capability of Zoho by creating your own custom applications as well. So that is the last stage, where you can create custom dashboards, custom analytics, whichever you want. So Zoho in reality has more than 45 plus application, and it is an entire universe in itself, where if you have an use case, Zoho will probably have an application for that. So that's about Zoho. A little overview of their application is Zoho Suite has applications under these broad categories: sales, marketing, operations, analytics, finance, and support. What I've done in the next few slides is I've taken only applications which is very specific to nonprofits, organizations, which you can leverage. So I'll just be walking you through the applications which are specific to nonprofits. So these are the essentials which I think any organizations will need. And if you look at it, this is your replacement for your G Suite. So it has an email, chat, word processor, spreadsheet, slide decks, an internal social network where you can talk to your employees, forms, surveys for your data analytics needs, web conferencing, and we have this webinar right on Zoho Meeting. So this is one of the products. And then there is a file management product similar to your Google Drive. So this is the essentials products, which is the basics of any running any organization. And beyond this, Zoho has specific use case specific softwares. So your CRM is where you can talk to your customers. Customers in your case could be donors, where you maintain relationships. You can track proposals. You can know how much of your funding is in pipeline, or what is the next action required for a proposal, etc. to maintain one single software. Your social media marketing, if you have a widespread social media presence to manage your Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. in one place, you probably need a software like Zoho Social to do that. Customer support is when you have a lot of beneficiaries and you want to maintain a streamline your support desk process basically. Appointment scheduling, again, to schedule appointments where you can sync your calendar and make sure what slots you're available in to schedule appointments easily. Project managements for your projects tracking or your internal tasks tracking. It has a wide range of scope. Email marketing is when you reach out to a lot of organizations where you want to send bulk emails in one go. So email marketing is another one big field where if you want to reach out to a lot of beneficiaries, then you can create a campaign and share it in widespread. And Zoho also has a specific tool towards training, which is called Zoho Showtime, where you can conduct your trainings as well. So these are the different suite of applications which Zoho has catering to specific needs of the organization. And again, vertical specific tools. So this is your, if you are someone from the HR department or some senior level leadership people are there in this call. So you have to streamline your HRMS processes. You probably would need these 4 tools, where Zoho Recruit is where candidates would find and apply to your company, and you can manage your entire hiring process through Zoho Recruit and automatically integrate to People. People is your HRMS suite where you can onboard employees, you can maintain their data, maintain their assets, all their policy documents, etc. And from onboarding to exit, you can have it in your Zoho People. And then once you've added employees to your Zoho People, then you would need to process payroll for that. So payroll is a software which is specifically to maintain your employees' payroll. And expenses is when your employees need to file reimbursement or file expenses or to maintain your own expenses in your organization. Zoho Expenses a tool. So this is one package which could help your organization streamline your HRMS processes. Similarly, for finance teams out there, so if your organization involves creating invoices of any type, if you are offering any kind of a product or service, you will need to raise invoices. Books is your equivalent alternative to your Tally, but a much better user-friendly software where you can maintain your end-to-end accounting as well. And it is suitable for non-profits as well, where you can create custom accounts for your different programs and cater your expenses and income for that specific programs as well. Inventory for your procurement management, if you're dealing with let's say COVID relief work, and if you have a lot of items which will come into your inventory and you'll need to store and you'll want to issue purchase orders, and then you'll need to dispatch, or if you want to track this entire procurement and management process, Zoho Inventory is for you. Subscriptions, again, for subscription management, and customized version of Zoho subscriptions could mean we can get recurring donations for your nonprofits as well. Expense, we've already seen. Checkout is where, similar to Razorpay pages, if anyone has used Razorpay pages, where checkout is a payment page where you can create a customized web page to collect payments basically. So this could be useful for your donation pages or any specific product pages, etc. So this is very finance specific suite of products which Zoho has. And the other thing which I call as the game changers is, so when you have, so I've covered 3 layers of applications so far. So one is the basic essentials layer where you take care of your day-to-day activities, and then vertical specific applications so far to streamline your HRMS, finance, and your specific use cases. These are basically game changers where you can create your own custom applications from scratch and then analyze that data using Zoho Analytics. So Zoho Analytics competes with the world's top analytics platforms like Power BI, Tableau, etc. And Zoho Flow is where you can connect your applications from any different application. For example, Google, Asana, Razorpay, or any product which is out there, you can connect those applications with your Zoho or any two applications as well. So basically, you can create flows together. In the popular, to give a popular examples, if anyone of you have heard of Zapier, so this is your alternative to Zapier in Zoho Flow. So if you see, most of the Zoho products competes with that area's top performers. So this is about Zoho and the Zoho products in itself. So from our experiences, this could be overwhelming. So what we've also always realized is that the suite of products which Zoho offers, it could be overwhelming to understand what tool do I need to use first, or how do I, just start using it. So what we did was to, come up with a framework and how to help organizations onboard to these tools. So these are the three types of organizations or teams who generally start using Zoho softwares. One is individual. So I personally have been using Zoho for 4 to 5 years before I had a company. So as an individual, it caters to a lot of my needs. Or small teams. If you're a part of a big organization, and if your small team wants to pilot some of the products, so small user specific needs. So this is one category of people. The second category of organizations where the entire operations run on Zoho ecosystem, and popularly it's known now as the Zoho One. Zoho One is the entire bundle of applications where you get uh, all the applications in one single pricing package. So that is Zoho One. And program or project specific requirements. So this is very specific to your organizations or your program. If you think there is a custom need and you want your rest of your data is in Zoho Suite and you want to build a custom application from scratch for your program or project, then Zoho also offers capability for that. So these are the three types of people or teams who use Zoho, and we'll be covering these use cases in the next slides as well. So signs to go digital. How do you know which task to prioritize or what to prioritize? So if you're doing a lot of manual work that sucks out the best out of your efficiency, then, or if you're facing recurring issues, or if you're spending a lot of time in just collecting and managing your data, or if you're not able to manage and reach all your donors, and if you're planning to scale up. So if you're planning to scale up, then technology or Zoho could be a potential game changer for you. So that is these are the pointers which you need to think through before going digital, or if you want to prioritize what is my most pressing need right now. So adopting to the digital needs. So first identify the need, and then identify your stakeholders and the process involved. So you first identify what you need, and then identify your stakeholders and what are the process involved, and then define stories for each of them. So user stories meaning what will be the action that particular person will be taking to do this particular functionality. So that is what user stories mean. This is important because this will help you evaluate, and only at the last comes the finding the right tech tool for you and for the processes and the stories that you've defined. So this could be the stages in which you can leverage any technology platform for that aspect, not only specific to Zoho, but it works very well with Zoho as well. So I'm just going to give you examples of this so that you could use this while crafting a technology roadmap for your organization as well. So what I've done here is I'm just taking this webinar as an example. So I know a lot of nonprofits conduct webinars on recurring basis. What are the manual tasks involved there? So first registration happens through Google Forms, and then webinar registration is sent via email, and then again sending calendar invites or reminding users about the webinar, and then recording the webinar and uploading, sharing it later, collating feedback, or capturing attendance and polls, etc. So usually a program manager or someone conducts this webinar every month, and let's say one day every month is spent just on this logistical work. Now you know that I need to streamline because I'm spending a lot. I have recurring webinars. I need to streamline this process. So You can evaluate tools, multiple tools of your at your mercy. And like I've added Zoom here because Zoho Meetings competes with them, so you can define your processing through Zoho Meetings or Zoom. You can have custom registration forms or define automated email templates or calendar invite is auto send, and also have options to capture feedback and attach recording. So what is the end result of this really, right? End result is time spent of coordinating logistics for the webinar is far less, and time spent on actually preparing a quality webinar is more, and this is what gives value to the end users, right? So this is one small example from this own meetings use case. Another use case is when you, from a finance department, if you want to streamline your payroll process in your organization. So what are the processes which currently involve repetitive tasks in your payroll process? Like once an employee joins, you will need to add them to the payroll. You will need to define their basic TA, DA, HRA, etc. And then you will need to issue pay slips every month. If there are deductions, if there are taxes, then you will need to compute them. And then you will need to ask your employees for your investment proofs every year. And then again, once the payroll run is done, you will need to transfer the funds to the employees, and then you will need to add this to your accounting entry. So much manual work, right? And even though it is a monthly once activity for many founders, or monthly 1 day activity, it's still 1 day of work that could be used for maximizing your impact, right? So with Zoho Payroll, you can add your employees and their CTC details. You can manage your deductions, loans, and payables from just one screen. And if an employee is, like you're giving bonus or performance appraisal for that particular employee, you can modify that as well. And you can give given access to employee portal to some of their IT proof or any other proofs as well, investment proofs. And then Zoho Payroll also has integrations with ICICI Bank to automatic fund transfer, or you could download your bank advice and upload it in your bank portal for the automatic fund transfer as well. So just once if this is set up right, imagine your entire payroll for the entire lifetime of your organizations is streamlined. So this is a one-time effort that you will need to take to streamline payroll process in your organization for one go. Similarly, right, Zoho has products defined for the entire life cycle of a business. So this is just two examples that I've talked to, but Zoho has more than 45 plus applications with more than 300 plus processes which you could streamline in your organization. And once all of this happens, right, what really is the impact is it will just change the way you work. You will spend more time on actually working on what your organization mission and vision is, and you will spend less time on doing manual work. So this is about general suite of applications. Now we are at almost at halfway mark through the webinar, so I'm just going to shift the gears a little bit and focus more on very non-profit specific needs which we've come across, because I think that is very important uh, for the audience in this call. So non-profit specific use cases. So before I start building upon what I am going to say, one thing about Zoho Creator. So Zoho Creator is an application again offered by Zoho where you can create your own custom applications. And the examples that I'm going to show in the following slides are built from the scratch using Zoho Creator as a platform, and they are being represented as well. So that is something that I wanted to share. So you can also create your custom applications in Zoho Creator. So the common needs that we've come across in the last 1 year are having a centralized database management for nonprofits or rubric-based system. A lot of education-based nonprofits have rubrics through which they measure their progress. So rubric-based monitoring and evaluation dashboards or a rubric-based evaluation systems is something that we've commonly built. Another is program-specific ERP softwares. So when I say ERP basically means enterprise resource planning software. So if you are an organization with multiple verticals for a specific program, then that program calls for an enterprise level software where you want to manage the operations of that specific program. So this is again a very common use case that we've come across. And another is your donor relationships and donations management. most of the nonprofits still spend a lot of time just reconciling your donations or issuing receipts, etc. So that is another use case that we've come across. So these are some screenshots that I'm going to show where you can create your own custom applications based on rubrics. So this is a sample assessment dashboard for which is custom built for your specific programs. You can have your own evaluation reports. I'm just going to pause if someone wants to take a look. So you can define rubrics, your own rubrics. So these are custom made applications. So everything, every element in you see in the screen can be customized to what you want. So this is built from the scratch. So you can define your own rubrics. You can track your analytics. You can see what is the average. So again, you can have you measure your 21st century skills with certain rubric that your organization has, or you can collect data, you can group data, you can pass this information to one of your program team, you can manage your staff data here, student data here, observation, evaluation, everything can be done from a single software. So this is, yes, this is something that is a custom software which is built. Another is again classroom. If you want to take reports out of these reports, if you want to share the PDF or if you want to print out and share it with the student itself, you can customize your reports as per your need as well. So this is a very education specific non-profit example that I showed you where you can have your custom program metrics. Another example is a very common use case with a lot of non-profits is an example of donations with MITI Social Initiatives Foundation. So what MITI Social Initiatives Foundation does is they empower people with disabilities and provide them economic independence by setting up cafes, and they're mostly self-run cafes run by people with disability. So in their case, they have both donation and sales which is coming into their account. One of the problems that they faced was segregating donation and sales data, and also managing streamlining donations or reconciliation with the bank, etc. So this was the problem that they were facing. And what the problems which sub problems which arise because of this was sending ATG receipts for all donors, differentiating between sales and donation data. And when donations are coming from multiple sources, how do I have a single database which will have the list of all my donations? And then around 30 plus hours spent per month in just reconciling this month on month activity. So they came to us with this problem, and what we did for them was, so in this case, if you see, Razorpay played a critical role because most of their donations and sales came via Razorpay, and Razorpay doesn't give you the option to customize or customize your sales or donation. It's not a non-profit centric software. So what we did was integrate Razorpay with an app that we call the Razorpay app, and then we built a donations app as well. So this Razorpay app will segregate the sales and donation data with some algorithms which we had developed, which will identify sales data and donations data, and then push the donations to the donations app. And the end result, what happened was, you have your Razorpay reconciliation dashboard here, and you also have a I'm very proud of this, but you give a brag-worthy donation receipt for your donor, right? And that is what we did. Not only this, the template that you see is just one among the many beautiful templates that we've built to just give you brag-worthy donation receipts for your donors, and also have a centralized donation repository. So you have your donations dashboard where you can see who are the sources where you're getting the donations, what are your Indian funds, what are your foreign donations, how do you track all of these metrics with filters, how much donation has come in this thing. And you also have a Excel upload option where you can upload your data from Millup, Give India, Keto, because most of these companies give you Excel dump of the data which you can just click and upload, and the data is there in your system in just a matter of a second. So this is something that we did, and more time on costs than on manual recs, because the best thing that we could give to a non-profit or an organization working in the social sector is give them time. So and the entire process was automated, and now issuing donation receipts or reconciling Razorpay data would take less than an hour. All they have to do is log into the portal, check what is the data, take and export it as Excel and send it to accountant maybe, or just click add a new donation. And also with regulations keep coming in, right? Like you need to maintain your donor information for all the donors through the entire financial year. This could be one of the solutions which your organization needs to take, so that you can maintain your donor details like PAN, etc. also in one go. Another case study, which is our biggest work till now, is with Nudge Foundation, where we work with their Future Perfect program. I'm just going to take a pause here and just going to answer one of the questions that was raised by Baiduria Sen. So hi Baiduria. So to answer your question, how easy is it to make these customized applications, or does it require any tech expertise? It does require some level of tech expertise, but mostly you can also develop your own applications of your own. So it is something that the world is moving towards, which is called the low-code software development, where you can create your applications through a drag and drop interface. It is easy for you to create small applications in one go, simple database applications for your own tracking, or to for a small use case. But when you want to build an entire ERP, unless you have an in-house tech team, it could be a potential challenge for you. Maybe with 1 year or 6 months of practice, you can also build such large applications. I hope that answers your question. I'm just going to the next use case of Future Perfect program. So Future Perfect program is an initiative by CSDE from Nudge Foundation. So what they do is they skill underprivileged youth and make them job ready, and they do it via a technology platform. And the technology platform was built by us. But this was not how they started in 2020 or before. So they had physical Gurukul-based system where they had training centers in the form of Gurukuls in different places in Bengaluru, and they were catering to thousands of students. And after the pandemic, they wanted to switch to an online way of managing things. And one thing with Nudge Foundation was they were already on a Zoho One plan, meaning they did not have to buy any additional subscription. They already had it. They wanted to leverage the same for this program. So we built an application for them in Zoho Creator to manage their entire operations. So I will just tell you what this application does. So right from students entry point till the point they get the job, everything is tracked. So through lead generation campaigns or special campaigns in social media, they get students as their entries, and a telecalling system is there in place to understand the student background, and based on the demographics, the student verification and eligibility quiz is done. They conduct a nominal fees for the enrollment of the program as well, which is also done via Razorpay. And then to manage the operations bit of it, creating online batches, assigning, reassigning students, or managing the live class data. And also the LMS is a separate app in itself. So they use a Tribite LMS system where classes happen via Tribite, but it is tightly integrated with the Zoho, where all the data flows back to Zoho. They have multiple programs which they run parallelly in the same initiative. Like I can run a 2-week program, and then I will pilot a 4-month program, and then a 2-month program, or basically A/B testing of different versions of the same program to see which has more impact. And then their trainers are managed, your program managers are managed, and a lot of data collection which happens. Everything is done in the app. And also with respect to retention, student interviews, student placements, giving a portal for employers to log into the portal, or giving a help desk where students can raise their queries, etc. So this is an overview, and most of your programs could be a similar version of the same as well, an altered version of this. So if you see, this app was entirely built in Zoho Creator, and the program analytics happens in Zoho Analytics. We've integrated multiple applications with this application, and the reason why I wanted to bring this here is many people think that if you once onboard to Zoho, you cannot use your other applications or other products which you are already using. That is entirely false. You can still continue to use what you're using. So in this use case, we've integrated Zoho with Razorpay, Facebook with and via Zoho Social, and then WhatsApp integration to send automated messages to WhatsApp to students. And just think about this for a while, right? So leads come in via social media, students enroll to the program, students get notified in WhatsApp, they sign up to the program, and if they're eligible and they attempt the eligibility quiz, they enroll, and then they automatically select a batch which they want. An entirely manual process from leads to, like adding a student to batch. This is what tech can do for you, right? And this is entirely scalable as well. So this is one of the things. And LMS integrations, there are two LMS which we've integrated in the past for them, is Guru and Tribite. And assessments happen via Aspiring Minds assessments, which is also integrated with Zoho to capture the end-to-end life cycle. And what did we see, right? So this Future Perfect is one of our largest projects, which is ongoing for more than a year. So we've been working with them for more than 1 year. And if you see the growth over time, right? Initially, they had started with just 1,000 students in a physical Gurukul system to more than 12,000 students currently enrolled in different batches. And they've been reaching more than 40,000 students per month, every month, to talk about the program. There are students, so I'm not talking about students who joined and dropped out. These are just students who are currently enrolled. And there are 600 people who are using the application currently, which means they are employees of Nudge. This could be telecallers, trainers, program managers, operations people, verifiers, placements associate. The entire team of Nudge who was involved with CSDE is using this application. And this was built by one product team, which is an in-house product team by Nudge, and one external tech team by where they are development partners in developing this application. So this was done possible, and initially it was just started by one person and one idea, and it gradually membered, and at one point we had around 8 software developers working in this application. And the doubling rate is when your number of students actually double, your active students enroll double every few months. So in an average of 3 months, the reach or the current students actually doubles the impact as well. So this is one of our active projects, and which is a proper case study for organization who want to leverage Nudge, leverage Zoho. Because one of the important things to note here is we did not worry about scale when we were talking about building the system, because Zoho already took care of that. We are processing millions of rows every day, every second, and 600 people using simultaneously. If this was the full stack environment where usually applications are built, we'll need to use a multi-tenancy model. We'll need to check the latency rate. We'll need to check the response rate. Here, we did not have to do that because Zoho took care of the infrastructure and gave us a platform where we could develop applications only for the business use case. In this case, a program specific use case. So this is something that many of your organizations should have in mind, because it is ready to scale already. You don't have to do anything extra for scalability. Some of the learnings which we've had over time was start small. So most of the Zoho products are free to use or has a free trial. So start small, work with one specific use case, automate, exploit it, and slowly upgrade. There is no one pot solution at all here. And also think long term. So when you're setting up processes and technology, think long term. Setting up processes can change the way you work forever. For example, a lot of it could be surprising, but in EdZola, we do not use WhatsApp for any official communication. In fact, I do not have WhatsApp numbers of every of our team members as well. But still, I know most of the organizations currently use WhatsApp for your communication, which I'm not saying it's toxic, but it just spoils your work-life balance. Again, as I said, be prepared for a lifestyle change with technology, because you're running your entire organization with tech comes with some amount of change that you'll need to do with your behavior itself. And it is initially hard. And unless someone from an organization takes the responsibility to drive the change, we've seen a lot of organizations just drop out within a very short period of time. Like they'll start using. So I'm just sharing you two success stories, but we've seen a lot of organizations who failed to use this because they lacked consistency, or they were not able to use it on a regular basis. So having a POC or having a dedicated person who's taking care of technology helps drive change within an organization. And one of the learning which we had was CSR are actually willing to spend even for platform oriented approaches. So if you include your Zoho cost or your development cost in your CSR proposals, they are willing to uh, sponsor that as well, because they understand the scope for technology. And last thing, again, not related to Zoho, but is possible with Zoho, is you can build small and fast prototypes. You can build a working model for any of your use case in less than a week with dedicated effort, and you can pilot it, get feedback, and then reinvent again. So this is the pace in which you can develop applications. This is in comparison to long and applications which are never launched. I've had experiences where heard experiences where we've tried to build full stack applications from the scratch, which takes 6 months, 8 months to develop, and which no one uses after 8 months because the use cases have changed. So agile approach to development or agile approach to planning is extremely important, so that you quickly try. If it works, then proceed with the next, or if it fails, change the route and try again. So this is an agile approach that most of the organizations need to like adopt to as well, when especially with Zoho. So even with Zoho, just try one pilot with one product. If it works, then improvise on the same. Top 10 apps. So in case if you're looking for top 10 apps that you want to use after this call, so these are top 10 apps which I thought would be useful for organizations and individuals. So organization wide, CRM is your go-to place if you want to streamline all your donor communications in one go. So you can track your entire life cycle, you can track your proposals, you can track your historic conversation, and you can also upsell. So in most of the nonprofits, existing donors are the one who keep contributing again and again. So you can also check who has contributed the most last year, and if there is a gap, you can pitch them for a different funding for a different program as well. So that is one top application we would recommend. Another is books to streamline your entire accounting processes. So managing accounts and finances is one of the crucial needs of any small organization, and Zoho Books just gives you that. And Zoho Desk is your managing your support desk. If you have a lot of beneficiary asking you questions via email, WhatsApp, calling system, Zoho Desk is probably what you need, where you can have a live support desk system, and you generate tickets and instantly keep resolving them. People is your HRMS suite, where to manage your entire HRMS process. Inventory is if you have a procurement process in place for inventory, and if you buy and sell products, or if you manufacture something of your own, especially for social enterprises which are into selling, to manage their purchases, to keep stock of how many finished goods they have, inventory could be a good go-to option. For individuals and small teams, Creator is one of my personal favorites to have individual use cases, as well as organizations as well can use Creator. The custom applications which I showed you in the call was demonstrated using Creator. Analytics is when you can use your data to create beautiful dashboards which you can project to your donor, or show to your program team, and for analytics. And all of these applications are actually standalone. You do not need one to for the other to work. So Zoho Analytics work with around 60 plus data sources. So if you have a Google Sheet, you can just integrate it with Zoho Analytics and create a dashboard based on that. It is not that you need to have other Zoho apps to be able to do analytics with Zoho Analytics. It is nothing like that. Again, expenses to manage your Zoho, your all your internal expenses within your organization, and also to keep track of your expenses. You can have your approval workflow here. You can define who approves multiple levels of hierarchy, and also initiate a reimbursement process. Invoicing is again a free product from actually Zoho to create beautiful invoices, which is professionally sound, and also to keep track of invoice analytics. Zoho Social is to manage your social media software, where you can manage your entire social media within your Zoho social account itself. So you can track your Facebook reach, Twitter reach, LinkedIn reach, etc. within Zoho Social. So you can launch your own campaigns, you can launch track reach, you can do A/B testing, etc. In Zoho Social. So these are our top 10 recommendations, but there are a lot of other applications as well which you can use. How can we help? So this is the part where I think so. Zoho has this ecosystem. Everyone knows this, but the gap we saw was to make organizations really get used to or to customize it based on their need. They needed some kind of a partner. So that's when we are a Zoho authorized partner. So we took the partnership after working with multiple nonprofits to understand the need. So we could be your initial level of support with respect to Zoho ecosystem. So we partner with organizations with a long-term engagement, thinking with the hope that we can use technology to scale your impact in the long run. So we're not looking for short-term engagement. We want to partner for a specific time periods in a long-term basis, and keep engaging and keep improvising and keep growing with one another. Our team consists of multiple. So with the course of this last experiences in the last 1 year, we've had multiple Zoho developers whom we've trained and incubated, and also we've hired experts. So we have a team of around 8 to 10 part-time plus full-time consultants, developers, experts who are there in our team who can help validate your Zoho software ideas. Because we are a partner, comes with additional benefits like we get priority support. We could get for discounts for nonprofits, and we can also provide additional discounts than the list price for certain products, and also maintain your subscription. So if you don't want multiple people to maintain your Zoho subscription, saying we could take care of it in one go. And we are a team with experience working in nonprofits, right? So we have the heart of a nonprofit. So I worked with nonprofits, and most of our team members also have experience working with nonprofits like Teach for India, Sahas, etc. And we are actually very unbiased towards problem solving. So if something doesn't fit the ball, we just be outright honest, letting you know whether it will work or not, because there is no point beating around the bush. And one of the things that we really specialize is in agile software development, where you design, plan, release, feedback, and again design, plan, release, and feedback. So this is what we specialize in. So I gave you the example of quick software development. So agility is something that is very important there. So we have a development team which is specialized towards agile software development. So this is what how we can help. So this is an open call for action, where your organization plus EdZola and plus Zoho can create wow together. So that is how we see impact go towards the global scale as well. And so next step. So that brings to me the end of what I had planned. So we have 10 minutes for question and answers. So please do drop in your questions in the chat box. So write to us with your feedback, or share personal experience. And we are planning to have a host of domain specific webinars. For example, we covered a bit of finance, a bit of donation, fundraising, etc. on this call, but we are planning to have domain specific webinars very soon, to which we'll send you an email about. If you have a problem statement already, and if you want to discuss it with us, we have our free consultation link which is open. I'll just share the link in chat as well, so you can book a consultation. And yes, please do try out Zoho products. Zoho is amazing, and most of them are free to use. So just be careful. Don't get lost in the Zoho universe because of the overwhelming suite of products that there is. So that's it from my end. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen and address any question which is there. Yes. So thank you folks for